There. There's still more people coming over.
No problem. I'm going to give it a few minutes, let folks get brought into the session here. Be right back.
That's it for now, Karen. Okay, Karen.
All right, we've got everybody.
Yeah, just a second, Karen. Jesse,
Yep.
I just sent you, Tony has a different email address. I just sent you
Oh,
email. Can you send him a link and get him in, please?
yep.
Thank you. Sorry, Karen.
No problem. No problem. All right. Looks like we have most of the folks that we expected to participate on. So we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Fasell. I'm the president of the board of the Municipal Review Committee. We have, I believe, all of our board members with us, or will when Tony joins on, and I believe Steve is coming. And we also have our executive director, Mike Carroll, our technical consultant, George Aronson, who works for Commonwealth Resource Management Corporation, and our attorney, John Pottle of Eaton Peabody, with us today to be available to answer any questions that you may have and to provide you some information about the situation with the facility in Hampden. And we're before you today because we really find ourselves at quite a critical juncture for the organization and for our members and for waste in general in this region and the state, really, for that matter. Many of you, I'm not sure, have been following this very quickly, so I thought I'd just start with a very high-level recap of where we are and how we got to where we are today. As you may recall, the facility began taking waste in 2019, and it operated for 7 months at a full-level commercial operations capacity until May of 2020, when the facility shut down. And it shut down fundamentally because Fiberite, the organization, ran out of cash. They had quite an extended construction period, and there were many reasons why they ran out of cash and capital at that point. But it turns out that there was quite the tragedy, because they really had shown and proven that the facility could do what it was designed to do. We were very excited about the prospects for the future and the high level of diversion that the facility offers in the range of 70 and 80%. Those initial 7 months came back with results that were better than expected. At that point, when the facility closed, we knew that there were improvements that needed to be done to the facility to work out bugs, areas that we'd identified that were bottlenecks that were limiting the processing capacity and capabilities, and that needed to be done to improve the fundamental economics of the facility. However, the company was not able to close on that financing, and therefore they ran out of cash. The facility shut down. At that point, Fiberite walked away, and the bondholders were left in control of the facility. The bondholders were owed $52 million. They had participated in the financing of the facility, and we existed for, basically 2 agonizing years waiting for them to release control of that facility. MRC was the one that ran the processes to try to find a subsequent owner of the facility. And unfortunately, the bondholders were holding out hope that they'd be able to be made whole, which was really a fantasy that did not come to fruition, as we all know. We were fortunate to be able to get control of the facility last summer. So MRC purchased the facility out of receivership, and that occurred, I believe that was finalized in August of last year. And since that time, we've been working double time and triple time to come up with a succession plan to get the plant reopened. We ran a solicitation process and identified a company, a firm that was willing to partner with the MRC to reopen the facility. That's the private equity firm Revere Capital Advisors. And we've been working towards the details of what that partnership would look like. Revere was working on confirming their financing, as you may have seen in the papers. We went through several iterations. The Revere Capital Advisors provided a total of $400,000 over those number of months to help the facility continue to operate. And but when it came to one of the final deadlines that we had set in January, they were not able to complete the close on their financing, and they were also not willing to provide more funds to maintain their exclusive rights to work with the MRC towards this partnership. So that is why we are back to looking at all options to reopen this facility, because frankly, MRC in this region are sort of out of time. And we need to identify a path forward in the next 3 to 6 months, or this facility will not reopen to process waste. And therefore that really puts us as an organization, our members in this region at a critical juncture. Has very serious negative implications, we feel, if the plant does not reopen, not only economically for our 115 member communities, but environmentally for this region and for the state as a whole. Disposal options in this region are very limited, and we'll get into more detail about that. We need to really understand what it would mean if the facility is not able to reopen. So I'm going to hand it over to Mike Carroll, who's going to talk a little bit more in specifics about what we've been doing at this point to try to identify the financing options to get the facility reopened. We'll hear from other folks on the board about their comments about the situation that we're in and where we're at. We will be open to taking any comment and question, but MRC, as Mike will explain, MRC is sort of at the end of the amount of resources and its ability to maintain this facility in this sort of dormant state. So we need to come up with a solution to solve this. Mike?
Thank you, Karen.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure, because right now we're in open session, and at some point we have to go to executive session, I think is the understanding.
Oh, well, thank you. That is a very important and fine point about that. So
I think it's a very helpful overview, but before we get into details, we need to get into executive.
How about if somebody could give me a motion that we can entertain? Tony?
I don't have the language.
I'd make the motion to convene in executive session pursuant to 1 MRS section 4056E to consult with our attorney and our members concerning our contractual rights and duties.
Second.
All right, motion in a second. We'll do a voice vote, starting with you, Bob.
Yes.
Ella?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
And I am a yes. And in this executive session, along with the board, will be our staff and consultants, as well as the designated representatives of our member communities that have joined the meeting. I'm assuming we're all in agreement about the executive session.
Yeah.
Leaving that.
We're live and recording.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're back in public session, having concluded our executive session to update our member designated representatives. Thank you again, everyone, for participating today. Appreciate you taking the time to do this. This is a very important issue for our region and for our members. And we look forward to coming to a resolution soon. So keep your eye out for future communications from us with updates. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.